I fucking hate the cops. You know what's funny is when it comes to the cops, I was always I'm be honest with you. I was always like, okay, ACAB, defund the police, all that stuff. But it always came with caveats. And I think that the fact that I used to be military police maybe kind of colored it. But there was some caveats, right? It's kind of like, yeah, but you kind of do need them. But, you know, we need them to be better, right? And we need to reform. And what the fuck are they? What are they there for? What the fuck are cops there for? We're just gonna get right into it. Hello, small talk. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Okay. So there's gonna be some crying and stuff. Nothing graphic. So, but you know, content warning and. So that protect your own kids thing. I've heard it since yesterday. I heard it a couple times on Twitter. Shark was talking about it yesterday. Vosh was talking about it this morning on Twitter. Tax collectors. Yes, the fuck they are. Can somebody drop a link to this whole they save their kids thing? I can't find anything about it. And if I'm going to be mad, I'm going to talk shit, it's going to be based off of things that I know. For example, correction to yesterday's stream, apparently the news that we saw that said that one of the school resource officers, you know, like school security, engaged him before he went in. They said that that didn't happen. Like by the time any police showed up, he was already inside. But then they left him in there because he knew he had a gun, and he roamed in there for about an hour. I don't fucking know. I hope it's not untrue. What does that mean? I hope it's not true. I hope it's not untrue. So that means you hope they did only save their kids. I'm gonna show you all something, and I think a lot of people know this, but check this out. Look at this shit, and look at the date. Did y'all fucking know that? Supreme Court ruled on Monday in 2005. The police did not have a constitutional duty to protect a woman from harm, even a woman who had obtained a court-issued protective order against a violent husband making an arrest. Now, the way that these sort of court rulings go is it's based off of like a specific precedent. So the way this is worded, it's addressing the specific case, but really the idea is that police do not have an obligation to put themselves in harm's way. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, and you know, and I gave the analogy about like do they have to jump in front of a bullet for you? No, they don't. The Parkland shooting. So the Parkland shooting is the one that had the actual cop stay outside of the doors, right? Didn't go in. Happened again here. Cops are fucking useless. Cops are literally, not figuratively, fucking useless. When I say defund the police, I mean defund the police. And it's not even like, oh, lower their funds so they can go to, now fuck it, dismantle. You know what I would do? Maybe hot take here. But what I would do is keep a contingent like a SWAT. Right? First of all, change how you use SWAT. You don't use SWAT to go fucking issue warrants. But things like this. SWAT. Some sort of fucking like, oh man, fuck, cartel, some big ass shootout, because criminals are there. I mean, just because we can point to like systemic causes, doesn't mean that, we shouldn't have something that, how many domestic violence, how many hostage situations are there where where the husband is like keeping the wife hostage and has a gun and stuff. Okay, so we'll keep that. But the cops, their job, straight the fuck up, you said it earlier, Orange Jedi. Jedi said it. They're fucking tax collectors. They are revenue collectors. I owe the state money to be able to use the roads, right? And I'm not arguing that we shouldn't have to pay that. That's not what I'm saying. But I do owe that money. And hopefully they use those roads that money to fix roads, et cetera, et cetera. Cops are on the road driving around to make sure that little sticker shows that I paid my money, my dues. Speed a little bit, money. Straight up Sheriff of Nottingham. Abso-fucking-lutely. Then I thought to myself, I remember a couple times, I'm like, I was in Hawaii, right? And there was a street in between, like, so when you turn off the main road, so you're coming down, main road lights, right? And then right by where my townhomes were, you would make a right, and it'd be a long-ass straightaway to some, like rich people live down at the end by the fucking golf courses and shit, right? But it was like a straight, no stop sign. You know how many times have been walking my dog or just heard with my own ears, wah, like the teenagers with their, their fucking rich kids with their fucking fast ass cars, wah, just going down there, right? And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, you know what? As I'm like kind of digesting this, maybe we do need cops some. Because they don't do, but they do speed. People speed, but they definitely speed here because they know there's never any cops here. There's no cops sitting in some empty suburban fucking side street, But then I moved. Out here in front of right where I live, in front of my son's high school, there's these cameras. And those cameras have fucking zinged me like 3 times, and my wife got her like twice. $150 each. And if you're speeding, the speed camera will catch you, snap a picture, take a photo of your deal. Now, I can sit there and bitch all day about let me do this thing. I got a little button right here. Hold on. That's dope, right? I just installed that last night. Anyways, I can sit here and bitch all day about the constitutionality, about cameras, and that's bullshit, and well, you prove to me that I was me driving, right? Blah 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 blah, right? But what do you think fucking happens after like the 4th or 5th? By the way, we had just moved here, right? What do you think happened after about like the 4th or 5th fucking time of getting that fucking that cop that ticket? I know. I'll tell you what happened. I set that shit to fucking cruise control as I passed through. Speed trap cameras. That's it. That's fucking 95% of fucking cops. A staff of cops that sit at a station to receive the reports that they're gonna tell you, come to me and refile them anyway. So SWAT, detectives. That's it. That's it. Fuck every other fucking cop. Oh, weird website. But that's the main source I could find. Yeah. I'll check it out. Yeah, so I stopped speeding through there. They don't have a duty to protect. We watch these fucking people go out there and not want to go into the buildings. They are purely reactive. They are 100% reactive. And the only way they know how to be proactive is by being racist. That's it. Well, I mean, how do we stop crime before it starts? Let's stop every black teenager and fucking shoot him when he fucking pulls out a fucking cell phone. Like, you're fucking useless. Get the fuck out of here. Let the community take care of themselves. You're fucking useless. A building for detectives. Go solve murders. Go fucking swab DNA after the fucking people are dead because it's all you're fucking good for anyway. You can't stop shit. Let's see if I can find this real quick. Woman called Dallas police for... Homie. Ugh. All right. Woman called Dallas police for help more than an hour before she was found dead, court records say. There is a large number of, whether it's TikTok videos or cop watch videos or whatever, or just testimonies in general, where somebody will kill their dog or leave text messages saying, "I'll fucking kill you, bitch." And the cops will say the same thing. You gotta call us when he does something. The does something is the murder. You're fucking useless. Defund the police. I'm going to be honest. Before this, I was not a police abolitionist. And maybe, I don't know if this is an emotional deal. You know, usually I'm pretty good about keeping my head cool. Honestly, I don't see it. I don't see their fucking use. I don't see it. God damn it.
We're taking care of shit, he ain't done yet. She dead. Y'all should have fucking changed that motherfucker like that.
That on the ground there is the parents that said, "Fuck that, I'm going in." Tackled, arrested.
That motherfucker like that. No! I'm fucking going to him. Let him go. ¿Qué me vas a disparar, güey? Where is shooting?
These motherfuckers are completely kitted up in their fucking dumb fucking 511s, like they're OGA, CIA in fucking Afghanistan or some shit. Completely fucking kitted up with plates in his armor, his stupid fucking mechanic gloves, his M4 sunk across with optics, collapsed fucking buttstock, multiple mags in front. And the motherfucker is inside, probably already having killed kids. And they have time to tackle the parents to not go in. This is worse than fucking airsofters. Like, like airsofters here, these fucking cops there. Because you have the ability. One is pretending to have the ability, right? Like these motherfuckers that walk around like the Proud Boys and shit like that, right? They don't have the training. They're not gonna fucking do shit because they don't want to go to fucking prison until fucking Kenosha happens, but that's the exception typically. These motherfuckers just go out there and pretend to be fucking intimidating. These motherfuckers, the state is the actual fucking ones with the monopoly on fucking violence. The state are the ones who are allowed to just go fucking kill people. Stay outside. They stay outside. Look at that. Look, see? More. More. Armor, fucking long gun. That's not even, that's a fucking, that's like an that's an extended fucking barrel. Good thing, man. Good fucking thing, man. Get some extra range on that shit. That's fucking dope, bro. Look at that fucking longer barrel there. That's a fucking, that's like an M16 barrel. And so you can get some fucking good accuracy on that range while you sit there not doing shit. That's fucking dope. I hope you fucking get the best fucking scores on the range as you put fucking holes in fucking paper that doesn't move. Because God forbid you get into the school to fucking do something, your actual job, putting your life at risk. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because the Supreme Court said you don't have to put your life at risk. You're good, bro. You just sit right there looking fucking super fucking cool. Look at him. Look at him. Waiting for backup? Waiting for backup? One. Two. I didn't see how many were on the... Okay, so one. They already walked over. I think 2 were on the dudes. 2 were standing up. Yep. 3, 4. No, it's 4, 5, 6. 7 in the back there. Look. There's probably 10, 12 cops out there. If it's the whole department, 2 different departments, we're looking, and we're only in this one spot. If they have a cordon down, right? If they have a cordon, there's probably 20, 30, 40 fucking cops. All with their fucking cool-ass fucking gear, right? You remember like Hawaii 5-0 and shit, where the cops had a cop uniforms and shit, and then somewhere during the war on terror and the war on drugs, right? The late war on drugs, where they started getting all this funding from George W. Bush and Obama, and they started getting shit like armored vehicles like MRAPs and MATVs, like IED resistant fucking shit in police departments. And then they changed their uniform style. Their police cars have fucking grills on them and bulletproof windshields, and they're all black instead of white and blue. And then they blouse their boots. And they wear OD green fucking outfits, or in this case, khaki. Look at his OD green top there. What were they? Who said it earlier? Somebody said fucking LARPing. It is exactly LARPing. To a fucking T. Now, I'm not fucking doing a dick measuring contest. The military-industrial complex has a problem all in its own. This is not about who's better or who's not. But what I fucking do know is that the people that they are trying to dress to be like actually go out there and fucking have to take bullets. Matter of fact, it is a constitutional requirement upon your oath of enlistment to go out there and put yourself in harm's way. Now, right, wrong, I'm not talking about the ethics of that or why we're there or who they're shooting at, right? That's a different conversation. But these are the same people who will sit there and fucking go, no, there's a war here too. All these motherfuckers. Fuck. All right. Sorry, I missed a lot. Just LARPing. Get to watch Robo go off. Yeah. Motherfucker got an M16. Yep. Fucking that long ass barrel. Not doing a goddamn thing. Had to wait for Border Patrol to do their jobs. Is Border Patrol who went in? We're gonna look into that. Oh, don't mess with Texas, and by Texas I mean the feds. Yeah. It boggles my mind that these are the people Republicans love. Back to blue, bro. The state is the problem. Cops are the state. You think Nancy Pelosi is gonna come over and start shit? Look at these motherfuckers. Yeah, they're fucking dumb. They are either completely fucking stupid, completely brain damaged fucking holes, or they're just fucking evil pieces of shit. Probably a little bit of both. God. Trying to figure out what's going on in the background. Like I see people running around out that way. You got these cops standing by the fence line. This cop walking around. It's like, what the fuck are they doing? What are they fucking doing? We're gonna watch the press brief from the sheriff's department too. Fuck, man. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. Emotional, sure, not exaggerating. All cops are bastards. They do not deserve their fucking badges. They do not deserve their authority. And their literal jobs are to collect taxes for the government.